Is my voice clear today, or can you hear me perfectly? Okay, great. Thank you. Voilà, dat is het. Sharing screen. Okay, so let's go over the charts from yesterday and let's take a look. Where we're at. Okay, so first of all, we are in a ranging market, so that's a bit less good because for Orb we need an expansion and not a ranging market. So we will be careful what we give to the market. You can see directly on my screen now that we are actually inside and ranging. This is 1 hour candles, so we are actually not moving anything. Okay, this is 100 points range where we're inside of, so we can trade it, but we need a bit more careful that we can make profit sooner in this circumstances. Blah blah blah. And if we are ranging, we actually need to make sure that we take sooner profits, because if we keep ranging, we don't want to be liquidity. We want to be the parts that make money, of course. Now, instead of taking always to the highs, then I would say 50, 55, 75% or 25% on the bottom. That's the part where we actually will start taking profit inside this range. If we keep inside, of course. Now, yesterday there was a beautiful ILM played out once time-based liquidity was swept. I actually spoke about this the day itself. So I said why I didn't want to do anything, because this was time-based liquidity. Oh, that one. Here, the high was swept, and that was pre-market, so that was for me still Asia. London swept it here, actually, and here we had that 15-minute change in state of delivery. Inside this one, I explained that you guys can actually find a 5-minute per value gap inside, if you can. This is how I trade it, actually, so this is why I'm explaining it one more time. So you can see that this was those candles. If we watch, you can see that you have 1, 2 inside, so you can pick either one of them, doesn't matter. You do have to put it at the high, the complete high here, because we have a second for value gap, of course. Otherwise it wouldn't matter. So this would be a stop, and this was actually a nice play. So you could have shorted this. Doesn't matter where you should have entered, even if you took it all the way down at the beginning of the fair value gap. What would have been your target? The first target would have been this low, so that was a 1.4. But if we zoom out to the 1 hour, we actually saw that this was a fair value gap, so you could have targeted at least the fair value gap or even lower. If you took it one higher, I took it to this candle, actually. So this is why we wait actually for doing an ILM until we see a time-based liquidity swept. If you took it higher and you took the previous of the highest one, that was a 5R, so that was a very beautiful trade. I was not behind the charts, so I did not take it. Just wanted to show it to you all that you could see it. Now, like I said, we're moving in a ranging market, so we are a bit careful what we give to the market. Let's set out our orb, and let's take a look what we will get. I heard yesterday that it was a short week of trading. So we do have some news. That's great. So we have some momentum back in the market. And Powell speaking in the afternoon, 3:30, when we're actually behind the charts too. So that's morning for the opening. The opening for New York session. Oh. Is it hot everywhere, or is it just in where I'm living? It's hot here. It's only like 8 in the morning, and it's above 30 degrees already. We actually cannot say that a lot here, that this happens. Mm-hmm. So previous day high was not taken yet. This is previous day high. And previous day low is still intact too. We're actually in the middle of this range. Even in this 4 hour, it's not easy to sell what the market wants to do. Okay, we did have an enfungled candle here, so that means that the sellers were stronger than the buyers at this point. But we can't take it much further down. So the only part that we could still take it is that daily gap. If the market wants to go down, or we are having patience for Powell speaking, that's also possible. If we go up, I would say these gaps would be great as a target. Yeah, if you go down, it will be previous day low, of course. Now, we'll be patient for another 3 minutes and we have a range. So for humans that are new, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the group. I'm John, by the way, and I do pre-London orb range. You can find the documents somewhere in the chat already if you want it. And if not, I'll share it again. If you can't find it, just ask. So who kept them to the trading rules yesterday? Because it was not an easy day for trading. I actually did not trade in the afternoons. I actually only traded in the morning session, and I saw it completely ranging. The move happened actually at the opening. I wanted to see it go down here. It did, and actually I didn't trade anymore. I didn't feel like anything was going to happen, so I actually did. I was very happy I did not trade that afternoon anymore. But sometimes it's good not to trade too. It also saves you money not trading. Thank you for sharing the documents. I came out to a solution from how I'm going to do the course. Wanneer ik al speciaal doen? Wanneer is dat?
Speciaal doen ze. Ja, daar steeds minder van.
Okay, this would actually be a nice place to go up for a few reasons. So first of all, we swapped liquidity. We came into a nice 15-minute for value gap. It's actually completely filled now, so we have like 2 points left. So if we would go up here, I would be 4 points left. So I would actually love it to see it go up here. We have one more for value gap down. A 5 minute. Yeah, if we go up, it will definitely go to these equal highs here. Not in a trade yet, just looking for if this is takeable. Yeah, we can do this. Perfect. So for anybody that's wondering, the trades, how they work and how we use them, you can all rewatch every trade I take in the morning session on my own channel. They're all been recorded and they're all there, so you can rewatch them, see how they play out. We're a new month, by the way, so it's holidays. Let's hope the banks do not take holidays in this time period, or don't go on vacation in this time period, so that they keep giving volatile to the market. So we have fair value gaps inside at this point. Do we one? Yeah. One is filled up. Okay, so this looks good. Not on the 5. So if we go up, the stop will be at the bottom. If I'm a bit more silent, that's normal. It's just too hot here to speak. Happy to see that the family keeps growing. Love to see it. So anybody that sent me a direct message and I did not respond yet, it's because I have too many at this point to go through them. So I do my best. So like I said before, because we have orb means an outbreak, and we need a ranging we need a continuation market, and this is now a ranging market. So if we are going sideways, orb is not the best strategy, of course. So we trade with discretionary today. It will only be a half hour that I enter. The main reason is just because we are not moving at any, we don't go up or down at this point. That's the only reason. If I see that we are having a continuation and the market starts to move nicely again, I would gladly make a full hour off of it. Yeah, if we go down previous day low, that would be the target, the first target, and see what happens at this point. We also have a huge fair value gap just below with that opening gap. But for now, let's be just patient. We will see what happens. Morning. If anybody has a question and how to trade, what to trade, or anything else, just ask. I'm glad to help. I love to share my experience. Entangles? Okay, so if we don't have a breakout in the next 2 minutes, I'll be back in about 5 then. Need to go to the bathroom. So, journaling and trading. What helped me the most is it depends on how you define that question. Yeah, I'd stream live 5 times in the week in the morning session. Scalper. Oh yeah, the first words I won't use. What helped you the most in your trading journey? Can you specify that question, because that's a very broad question, so you can actually get a lot of answers out of this one. The most important thing I find is journaling, so that you actually write down what you have traded, so that your brain can pick up that you do good in trading and constantly see it. Second thing I found most important is having one strategy and follow it. This is actually what made me the most profitable at this time. Implementing one strategy. Not two, not three, just one. And I prefer this strategy, or it's actually a very easy strategy to execute. Everybody can actually execute this one. You just have 15 minutes range, and then you have a 5-minute bridge, and then you just follow along. The only thing that you then need to know is where liquidity is, of course, or points of interest, where markets could change direction, but those you can see in higher time frames. So what would be a point of interest? Hourly for value gaps, 4 hour for value gaps, tops, liquidity time based. Okay, I was to the bathroom for a second. No, I don't trade on weekends. Maybe crypto I do trade on weekends, but Nasdaq you can't. Markets are closed. Host. Another wonder that we're still at the same place, same time. So, I do have a question for all of you. I know there are a few of you that want to join my course that I'm doing. Now, the question for you guys is actually, what is the best time, or when do you have the most time free? Because it would be nice to know ahead of time what time it's the best to execute this, so that the most of you can join. I love interaction while I'm doing this, so that you guys, if you have questions, that you can ask them, so people can reply to them, so that you actually grow faster. It's by asking questions that you actually grow too. So it's okay to ask. And it's okay that you don't know everything. I don't know either everything. But it would be nice to know if one of you guys love to join. Give me a time that you can do this the best. I would make it twice or 3 times a week. Is it better in the evening? Is it better at night? Is it better in the morning sessions? Let me know so I can adjust my schedule to it. I know most of you still have day jobs or other activities, and I need the interaction. First of all, you guys learn faster. Second of all, it's more fun for me too. So that was Swiss retail that we're having now. A little bit of a small bit of volume. So we all can see now exactly at this chart that we are not moving at all. So we only have a range for about 20 points, something like that. Yeah, look, 20 points, and we didn't even move 5 of them. So if this keeps on for the next 15 minutes or something, I probably won't take the orb today. Because we're in a ranging market, it's actually no use to. But what we can do then is something different. That would be an ILM, of course. If London opens and then we sweep pre-London session, there's a possibility, or a big possibility, that we go the other direction again. And for people that never used ILM, only use it on time-based liquidity. That means, or session-based liquidity, let me say it like that. So when a session is being swept, the highs or the lows, there you can see a reversal from. But most of the times, markets are continuation movements, so Orb is very good at this. We can use the fair value gaps from higher time frames though. Neo, can you repeat that? Why that question? I can't link it in something that I said. Okay, thanks. We can use for value gaps from higher time frames now. You mean to have reversals from? If we use for value gaps from higher time frames, I would actually not use them as a reversal, more as a continuation. So what do I mean with this? Actually, look, if we are now actually in a continuation movement from higher movements. So anything that comes into a higher time frame. So yesterday, actually, if you do watch higher time frames and you want to trade this, so this was a 4-hour for value gap we had. but your stops will be a lot wider too. So you can choose yourself where you enter then, or you can choose to enter halfway, the top, or at the bottom. I prefer halfway most of the times. Do know that your stop is then, so say that you would have logged here. Then you don't need time-based sweep, but this is actually a continuation movement too. It's not actually a swap of liquidity, even if there is liquidity swapped, yes or no. So you can choose or the bottom of the wick itself, or the candle itself, or the previous one. But for this, you actually would have had to have way too big of a trade, so you would never be able to trade this. So you should be able to put the bottom, or maybe just the start of the new candle. What could be your target then? The high of the day. So that would be 2.7. You would have been in here for at least 1, 2, yeah, so about 8 hours this trade would have taken, maybe 12. Here you can, this is something you can do. You can zoom in then if you want to make sure that you have even a better entry. If you use higher time frames where we can react off, yeah, of course, we can react always from higher time frames. These are the most accurate. I watched the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 15, and the 5. Those are the time frames that I watch. The 5 is mostly for entries. The 4 hour is mainly for me as if we trade into those for value gaps of 4 hours, I actually love to see then a reaction off of it. At the 1 hour I use actually for the showing us what the movement is at in the now. So actually what we are moving now. So we can see we had a 1 hour inversion here, and we are now slowly moving lower. But because we are doing this, this could be actually the endpoint. So you can see we're now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 5-minute candles, and we didn't even move 5 points. So there's a big possibility that this will be a no trading day. I will sit here at least for another hour and 20 minutes.
Wat een heel zin aan vandaag. Maar je weet hoe het kan komen. Zat je wat vast op?
Zat u even. I am originally Aiden from Belgium. Oh, I am born in Belgium. Let me say it like that. Thank you. Yeah, so if you want to be 100% sure, Neo from that 4 hour, how we react. What do? I go down to a 15 minutes. I want to see a 15-minute change in delivery. So actually, this was the the 4 hour. I'll mark it out for a second. So say that we tapped the 50% here. So we will see 15. Take this one out for a second. So this is the 50%. We hit it here and we hit it here twice. Now I want to see a 15-minute change in state of delivery before I could enter. So there's nothing in this that tapped. That 50%. This one tapped it and that one. Okay, this one tapped. And here we can see that 15-minute change in state. This is actually then showing you have a good trade. You could enter at the top of this one if you want to be more discretionary. If we have a 5-minute change, then we could watch. We did have 5 minutes for value gaps. The only thing is we never came back into those. We're actually now trading into them. So my strategy is then actually use a 5-minute on that 50 minutes and wait for an entry. Okay, this was your entry for me. We did tap it. But that was, yeah, and probably I would not have made the trade because I would have targeted the highs and we should have gotten back in. This is how I trade ILMs then. So I would have longed on this one, this entry, stop. Yeah, you can choose actually. And I would have targeted the high. And I actually would have not gotten it because I would still be in this trade now. So you see, once we hit it, I actually still need time to see the reaction. Patience is the key in trading. Yesterday too, anybody that took that ILM yesterday that was live traded, this was a long trade. And actually nothing happened. We didn't even get to the top of the orb. I didn't want to short, so I was actually, this was our orb range yesterday. So we only broke it out, what, at time changing. At 9:20 in the evening, so for me, I was not behind the charts anymore. I hope that was clear how I enter that trade, or how I would have entered it. Is in queue now in a 15-minute value gap. Yeah, it is. It's in that per value gap where I actually would have longed off of it. So this is why I prefer longs from here. Because then this would have been an action, a retracement to have a continuation up. But because we are going now sideways for about a half an hour, almost 3/4 of an hour, I believe when London opens, it will sweep pre-market and then make the move. So this is exactly that 15-minute fair value gap. The only thing is we cannot just buy, if it taps it, enter it, and take a long from it. There needs to be a reason for it. So if you're new to trading, and you never had a payout before, I would recommend to do 40 trades without moving your stops, nor you take profits. Just set a trade and let go of it. I'm still doing this together with you. The reason why is that you can learn to let go of a trade. Once you entered it, it's up to the market what it will do. We still have a 50-50% chance. And the next thing I would do is actually sit there and watch the charts while the market does its thing. And write down how you feel inside or recognize the feelings that you make up. And then also afterwards, read that part over and over again until you understand why you make up feelings. Everybody has them, so unless you're already a millionaire, then you actually will not have them because you don't look at money the same way anymore. My wife sitting beside me is already making my posts instead of watching the chart today. Yeah, actually, nothing's happening in here, so. This is going to be a long trade like this. Good morning, Titan. I believe most of them are. I am actually here. This is also why people, most of them, can join London session. Dan moet je altijd de katten zien. Ziet? Oh, this is always a funny dog that passes us. It's a German Shepherd, and he always barks at our cat. And the person already knew in front of before he came here that was gonna happen. He was already showing his hand from, don't do it, don't do it. If he sees him, if he sees my cat, it's always the same. Morning, Nix. How nice of you to join. How is Italy? Oh, you're still in Italy? How lovely this may feel, but I actually don't want to short this. I have no targets, just previous day low. And because we're ranging, I would prefer to actually wait until we sweep it and then see the movement. Ten minutes till open from London. If we're a bit of luck, London will give us a little bit more volume. So in my back testing, I always enter the trades before 9 o'clock, actually. So if there is no entry before 9, there will be actually no trade for me. We all can see it. It's just going sideways from here. So there's no point in trading this. This only saves you money. But it's a good thing, of course. So if the orb breaks now in the next 5 minutes, I will not enter it. Because we're then exactly at open. Then I would prefer that London sweeps this low. And then I want to see actually a 15-minute candle being big enough to invert all of these. Then I have a 5 minutes and entered for longs. So in the 1 minute we did sweep most of the ranging liquidity now. Now we're sweeping the higher, the top two. So now all of liquidity from inside is that we are actually we're manipulating or creating. So we were creating liquidity on both sides here. So if you see this form, please never trade this. No, don't say please. Actually, never trade this. Well, you definitely will be liquidity. We can all see this perfectly. So this is why I said before that we are in a sideways market. If we are in a sideways market, we don't want to trade it. We want to be patient until we see a breakout. This is actually the good thing about orb strategy, that you actually don't need to trade as long as we are inside. In a live environment, I believe I never entered it exactly on 9 o'clock. If we should now have an, a breakout on the up or the down part. So for anybody that loves to help me out a little bit, I would love to get that 1,000 followers on my channel. It's always happy to see. I always see new people in playbits. And I grow almost, yeah, I believe, almost 100 people actively help me grow my channel. So I'm very happy about it. And I'm very grateful too. Wat is dat doen? Duolingo zeer. Let's see if London brings anything. It's 3 minutes still open. We'll be here for at least another 30 minutes. If we don't see anything happen in the next 30 minutes, I'll probably end the stream with the no trading day. Or I will end the stream with the no trading day then. I believe this is my second day I didn't take a trade then. Otherwise, I take them all. But yeah, there's not much point in taking something if we don't have a direction that we are going in. Like I said before, orb is actually a continuation movement and not a sideways movement. So there's no point in taking it. One more minute till open. Let's take a look what gives. Thank you, Coco. Oh, that's a Cho. I don't know if it's a. I don't know if it's a co C or a K pronounced. It could be Coco.
Coco.
Oh, Shosho. Nee, niet Choco. Shosho. Coco. Okay, thanks. I thought so.
Ik de duck. Ik heb gisteren in de vliegtuig van Ierland.
So here's open. So that would be a 25-point stop if we take this. That means $50 per contract. So if you want to put a half hour inside, that would be max 2 contracts. And I put a full hour inside, that means 4 contracts. I would have loved actually that London first swept the lows and then went higher. We still need to be patient for another 2.5 minutes before we can do anything. I will only enter this with a half hour if we see a good movement. Reason why is because we have been going sideways for a while, and actually we did not sweep anything. So we have another minute. And on the other hand, we are trading now into a 1 hour for value gap. We have one just above 2. So there is a big possibility that we could have just entered this for value gap and then continue lower. Okay. That was... Don't move too fast to the 3 points. Now it starts to move. The thing is now that we are so high up the movement that I actually don't even have an R until my target. So I actually can't enter this. Even if it runs to our TP now, I have less than an hour here, so it's not even worth trading it. Oh, we need to target previous day high. That would be a nice continuation, of course. So I did not enter because of I actually would have wanted to target this area, and it's less than an hour, so it's not even worth trading. So I will not give a half hour to make only a quarter of an hour, so it's not worth it. So this will be a no trading day for me. If anybody wants to take it, you can, but I am not taking it. No, I'm not in a trade. Aisha, I didn't take it because of it's not enough. So my stops, I actually put oh, Majid, I'm also streaming live, so if nobody shares my screen, if somebody does, thank you for sharing. Gandalf, my SL, how do I put it actually if there is a fair value gap inside of my orb? I actually use those to determine where I should put my stop. So this one was closed. Let's take a look if we had some others. Actually, most of them were closed. So yeah, 50% would have been great here. I did not enter. The reason why is because it was not worth it. If we have a retracement into this 2-minute fair value gap and we see the market continue then higher, then we can enter. But this could have been just a sweep for the 1 hour fair value gap that we came in. So this would have been first target, point of interest, and then all the way up. But because there was actually not enough points to make, there's no use of taking a trade. So also, if you can only make a half hour for risking a half hour, that's one-on-one. Never take those trades. They're not worth it. We have multiple times more chance to make money with a big, nice trade, with a nice big trade. Like I said before, I will not take a trade, so I will end the stream in about 15 minutes from now. We'll do something else. Yeah, so I tested pre-London session, and it's more profitable than the normal orb. But if you can take them both, you're even more profitable. No, so my Gandalf, so my SL is not fixed on 50% of the range of the orb range. It is actually if there is a fair value gap. Say that we had say that this was still a fair value gap. In between those two candles, my stop would have been here, under that wick. In the beginning, when we started here, we had here a fair value gap, that 1 minute. This fair value gap suits. If we would have broken out of this one, my stop would have been at the bottom. The reason why is because I've seen it happen too many times. If I do pre-sessions or London sessions, if we have a ranging market or a continuation market, that it fills up these fair value gaps to have a continuation. And if we put our stop at the 50%, you make way less profit. and it's quite significant how much less profit we make. So that's the reason why I put it. Actually, if we have for value gaps under the previous wicks, so this would be, oh, there actually is one. So here we still have a for value gap, a 1 minute. So this would have been your stop. Because if this for value gap should hold, we actually should never come back to that low. Was that understandable? I missed the 5 minutes. Oh, yeah. Define it. It depends on where you see that sweep. So for you, what is Asia low in time? Because for me, actually, London starts now. Oh yeah, 11 minutes ago. This is only London. This is for me still Asia. So I see this still as Asia. So this week, as long as this one for me is not swept, it's not time-based liquidity that has been taken or session-based liquidity that has been taken. If you didn't take a trade today, you're also good. So that means that you had control over yourself, not pressing buttons, but just letting go. That's very good. By the way, it's a skill that every trader needs to learn. Just watching is also good. You learn something from the charts. Okay, I will end the stream in about 2 minutes from here. So if anybody has a question, go ahead. Otherwise, I will be seeing you guys back tomorrow. I said there was no trading for me, so I have to keep my word. I will not take a trade until this afternoon. It's okay if you missed a trade or did not take a trade, Neo, or did not see something. That can happen. But I believe if you're watching I was looking only for 30 seconds or 1 minute. So if you're watching the 30 seconds and the 1 minute charts, you're a scalper. So being in a trade very long will be not easy to start with for the start. If you take pre-orb London session with me, do know that we're in a trade for at least 2 to 4 hours. So these are not short-term trades, so they are actually very long. We can be here for quite a while. But if you want to learn scalping, Nix's camping it will be very good for you, or his boot camp will be very good for you. So now that we see the 15 minutes into London's time, actually we came back completely in Europe. This is why I wouldn't take it. It didn't sweep liquidity, so this is my liquidity I want to see swept. If we should see it sweep 22,827, and then see a 15-minute candle being created big, and we have a 5-minute inside those 15 minutes, there I want to take a long from. I said when we came in that I would prefer longs, but actually we can see now that this did not play out that great. And again, the reason why it didn't play out that great, because we are moving sideways, and orb does not work in a sideways movement. Yeah, see you all tomorrow. It's possible that it will create. If sound doesn't work, that would be strange, because I believe everybody can hear me. That's on your end. Oh, so if a candle closure is 10 points, 5-minute candle close off above the orb range of 20 points, and your SL will be 30 points. Yeah, so if there is no fair value gap inside, I use 50% of the range, but it actually almost never happens. Yeah, if a candle closes, doesn't matter where, I always keep my stop where it should be. So over 50% or under a fair value gap, or under the previous wick candle. Never inside. So this was the fair value gap that was still here. So this would have been my stop. So this would be my stop always. Even if the 5-minute closes 20 points above, it doesn't matter. So this would then be measured. So you can take a measurement, draw down, and see, okay, we have a 27-point stop. So that would be my stop then. And then see what happens. And I would not move it even if we keep moving higher or lower. It doesn't matter. We can always come back and tap. Now still tap that fair value gap. If you have my Googles that somebody shared here, you will see in those documents also that I added that we never move our stop in the first hour and a half. The reason why is because I've seen it come back too many times, even in my testings, that it came back completely in the gap, filled up that gap, and then moved out of it and rallied to the TP that we actually wanted to see. So here is actually that proof now that we tapped that fair value gap. Yeah, if we flush through it. So here was a gap. So now we do. So if this orb range should now succeed, this should never be taken. I believe orb range will fail. So this is like a perfect example, playing actually out live now, of why we put those stops under the fair value gaps that are created. We have a little bit of wider stop, that's correct, but it's not the widest stops. That's the thing. It's actually, we want to make money, so I've accurately tested this, and actually this gives you a 25% more win rate in total than if you don't use it. And that's actually quite significant. This is always how you should use fair value gaps. So if you want to trail stop up, this is also a way to do it. Last sweep of liquidity. So now this should be then that last sweep. So you could trail up your stop down to here. if we have a continuation movement further up. Did you understand this now, Gandalf? Just want to make sure. Otherwise, I'll explain it again. So it doesn't matter if it's a 5-minute for value gap, 15. So the higher time frames always go over the lower time frames, of course. So if there is a 15-minute for value gap inside, you take the 15 minutes above the 1 minute, of course. But look, this was actually a good day for us because we did not trade and we did not give anything to the market. So this is already a profitable day. That being said, I'll end the stream for today. I wish you all a good trading day still. I would not touch the charts at this point until we see a sweep of some form of liquidity or time-based liquidity. And if we do see that sweep, you can be patient for an extra 5 to 10 minutes until you enter. I will not touch the charts at this point. I will be patient until the afternoon. Have a great one, everybody. I'll see you back tomorrow, same time, same place. So for everybody that's here on YouTube itself, I also have the questions for you. If anybody wants to join my educational program, it will be for free. There will be limited spots, of course. I want to do this with 30